All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hopping on this call with Sarah and I to share our stories and just to learn a little bit more about us. My name is Brittanie Wright. If we haven't met, if you are on this call, it's because one of the coaches in our team invited you to just listen to our story and learn a little bit more about what being a Beachbody coach is all about, what it entails, what we do, and kind of go over a few reasons why we get started and what it looks like and how it can benefit your life and help others along the way. So how tonight is going to go, Sarah is a coach on my team, and she has been coaching for almost 2 years, right? Almost 2 years. She is a mom of two, and she works part-time, and she has just really grown in this journey as a coach. And it has been an awesome thing to watch her just jump into coaching and kind of take the ride that it's been and let it mold her and grow her. And it's been really exciting to see where she's taken her business the last few months. And so she is going to take the next 15-20 minutes and share her story and what coaching has done for her, how it's changed her, and just shed some light on that for you guys. So go ahead and unmute yourself, Sarah. And I'm going to mute myself.
Okay. Am I unmuted? Do I sound good? Okay, perfect. Hi, everybody. I am Sarah. So I am obviously one of Brittany's coaches. I am also, like she said, mom of two. I am a real estate professional and, just busy mom. But coaching has totally, changed my life for the better. So I just wanted to I wrote some notes down because I'm going to try not to get too emotional about this. But when I first got into the whole Beachbody thing, I was only a mom to my little girl. She was 1.5 years old, and I was working full time in my real estate office, and she was in daycare, and I hated everything about it, right? I hated how tired I was. I would come home and I would just want to sit on the couch and be, just vegging in front of the television. And I obviously didn't want to cook dinner. And my little girl was running laps around our coffee table. And I just remember one afternoon, I had gotten out a little bit early, and I think I picked her up from daycare. And I sat down on the couch in the afternoon, and she's playing, running around like a banshee. And I'm just like, what am I doing? I am paying so much money for this daycare that I hate sending her to. She hates going to it. Struggle every single morning. She is an emotional wreck when she comes home. I'm exhausted, so I get home from work and I have no energy to play with her, so she doesn't get the best of me. I like my job, but I don't feel passionate about it or anything. It doesn't do anything for me. And I don't like who I am, and I'm not even 30 yet, and I don't like being a mom. Am I supposed to hate being a mom this much? That was my moment where I was just something has to change. And on top of that, I would look in the mirror and I saw someone that was already past her prime, right? I hated what I saw in the mirror. I didn't see the great stuff that my body did. I saw what my body had become after baby and how awful it was. And I had a million clothes in my closet, and I didn't like any of them because I felt uncomfortable. And all this self-hate. And I remember thinking I just feel like giving up. This sucks. I hate everything. I don't want anything to do with this. And it was about that time that my sister-in-law actually, she was talking to me, and I trust and respect her so much. And she said, hey, I've got this coach, Brittany, and I'm in this challenge group with her, and we're doing 21-day fix together, and I'm seeing great results. It's only been 3 weeks. It's super simple. It's easy to do. If I can do it, you can do it if you want to lose a little weight. And I've got so much more energy now. And I just remember looking at my husband and being I've got to try this. I've got to try it. It doesn't matter what it costs. It doesn't matter what it requires. I need to do something. Something's got to change. So I got in touch with Brittany, and she, talked to me about the challenge pack, and I went all in, and I was if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. I'm not going to just try to haphazardly do what I've been doing for the last 30 years. That hasn't been working. I obviously don't know how to eat right. I obviously don't know how to work out effectively to get the results that I want. I'm going to follow this and I'm going to drink Shakeology and I'm going to go all in with this challenge group and see what happens. Lo and behold, 3 weeks later, I got some awesome results. I was feeling more confident than I'd felt in years. And I was starting to learn how to fuel my body and how to think positively and all these great things that happen when you start focusing on yourself on a daily basis. And it was starting to show. And at the end of the challenge group, Brittanie messages me and she says, hey, have you ever thought about coaching? And I said, no, not a chance. Don't even talk to me about it. I don't care. And she's like, you know, it would give you a great discount on your Shakeology. And even at that point, I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. There's like a commitment level and I'm not doing it. And, you know, I don't want anything to do with it. I'm not going to be on Shakeology. I'm still not totally sold on it, whatever. So then I decided I want to do another challenge group because, hey, the first one worked so good. I want to do it again, right? But I want to ramp up my results even more. So I got another challenge pack and I bought 21 Day Fix Extreme and spent all my money on that. And it was another great experience. And I got even more confident. I think I took my first selfie in that second challenge group ever. And I just, you know, that was the summer that I finally like started to think about wearing a two-piece because like I'd never done that before. And I started thinking about wanting to do things with people instead of hiding by myself in the summer. And things were just starting to change, not just physically with me, but also like mentally. And I liked where it was going. And at the end of the challenge group, Brittanie is so nice and she messages me again and she says, hey, I see some real potential in you. You know, have you ever thought about coaching? And plus you would get a really great discount on your Shakeology. And I still said no, but the seed like got planted that time. I, at that point, had started Dan on Shakeology as well. So we were buying 2 bags of Shakeology a month. And I had gotten my coworker into 21 Day Fix. So she was doing it with me. My mom was thinking about doing it. I had my husband doing it with me. So I was already starting to do the things that you do as a coach. I wasn't getting paid for it, and I was paying full price for my Shakeology. And I mean, it was an obvious next step to try and do this, but I still wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. So I wanted to do another challenge group. I wanted to keep my results going. I was loving the way that I was feeling, and I was really starting to gain some confidence. So I did another challenge group, but this time I fell off the wagon a little bit, and I pulled away from the group, and I ad-libbed on my meal plan a little bit, and I didn't do the workouts as closely as I should have, and I didn't see as good of results. And that was kind of the moment for me when I was like, okay, if I want to keep seeing these results, I've got to keep this accountability going, and I have to stay motivated to do this, and I have to figure out how I can keep this excitement going so that I want to keep doing it and keep seeing results. How am I going to do that? And the answer seemed like it was probably coaching, right? Like if I was going to see results in a challenge group, what would amp that up even more? Sharing my weight loss journey on Facebook, right? And trying to inspire other people with my story. That would be a major accountability factor. And I started to think about maybe I could do that. Plus now the Shakeology discount did sound really good because it had been months of buying 2 bags of Shakeology, and it's nice to get 25% off of that. So I talked to my husband about it, and we were close to being willing to do it. We had found out that you can sign up to be a coach and you pay a monthly fee, but there's no cancellation charge or anything like that. Like there's no commitment to it. So it would be on a month-to-month basis, and that made us feel good about that. And even if I didn't work the business, getting the discount on the products would obviously help our family. So I was really close, but I had gained so much confidence, and I had started to connect with what I wanted to do in my life, and that was to be a mom and to be present. I didn't want to spend my life in the office and then be away from my kid. I wanted to be with my kid. So we started to take steps to get me down to part-time and to take Ellie out of daycare, because we hated that. And that was something that we could do financially. But I knew in my heart that I really wanted to go and do more than that. I wanted to spend even less time in the office. I wanted to be more involved with my daughter's life. And God had kind of put it on my heart that I might be ready to expand my family and try to have another baby, which was amazing because when I started in May, I literally hated being a mom so much. I never wanted to have another kid. I knew that I couldn't do it. So within the course of like 4 or 5 months, just changing my lifestyle and being with these ladies that were cheering me on helped me kind of feel like I had more of a purpose as a mom, which was awesome. But it also made me want to put coaching on hold, and I wanted to get pregnant first and go through that journey and then come back to coaching after I'd had my baby. Perfect, right? I can come back and get my body back with coaching. Well, God works in mysterious ways, and I didn't get pregnant like I wanted to, surprise. So I was starting to get frustrated. I was starting to get in my head and get really emotional about that. And at the same time, Brittanie and I still kept our conversations going about maybe coaching might be right for you. And, Dan and I talked about it, and we're like, I think maybe coaching now and pregnancy when it comes, whenever it comes, if it comes, maybe coaching is in the forefront instead of the back burner. So I went ahead and signed up that fall. I think I signed up in November, and I wasn't going to do anything. I was just going to take the discount and kind of watch and learn how to do the business part of it and maybe start the business later on. But Brittanie encouraged me. She's like, just put it on Facebook that you became a coach and why, tell everybody your story. So I did. And, it was a great amount of support from people that were like, you know what, if you're doing something, I want to do it with you. That sounds awesome. Like, let's get fit together. And so I decided that I would run my own challenge group, accountability group. So in December, I started my first accountability group, and I've never stopped since then because it is an amazing feeling to have friends like come out of the woodwork because they see you and they see the journey that you're on and they want that for themselves, and you can help them get there. Like, that's a great feeling. It's a great motivator for you, and it's also a great motivator for them. So it's this awesome, like, symbiotic relationship that you have with them. It's amazing. But that has helped me reach my health goals. And then when I did get pregnant, it helped me continue to stay healthy through my pregnancy instead of like, giving up and going for the Cheetos every single day and going on the couch, whatever. It's fine. But that was a super positive thing for me. And that's just touching the surface for me. What all the things that I didn't feel like I had when I didn't want to sign up. I didn't think that I could be like a coach because I don't have that mindset, right? Or I didn't think I had enough knowledge to be a coach because I didn't grow up with that kind of a background. I didn't go to school for that. I didn't know anything about food when I started. I didn't know anything about workouts at all. Like, how can I coach people? And I certainly didn't look like a coach. I wasn't at my goal weight. I wasn't super athletic or anything. And I mean, I was scared to go out in a two-piece still. That was still something that was really, really terrifying for me. How can I coach people how to get healthy and like live their best lives when I'm still like this crazy work in progress that like fails more often than I, succeed, right? But coaching is so much more than just like getting in front of somebody and just like barking orders at them and saying, this is what you do, this is how you need to do it. It's like just offering your heart to people and letting them offer their hearts back. It's this amazing relationship that you get to have with people. And there's something about the fact that you get to do it behind a computer screen that lets people be more open with you. I think there's a certain amount of anonymity there that makes them willing to share things. And same with me, I'm more willing to share and just press post because who knows what's going to happen. And it feels a little, it feels like it's not quite so scary as coming in person and seeing you face to face. It's like the first step that really, really starts to change your life. And I'm still not an expert, and I still need all the help that I can get, but my coaching journey has grown so much because I've trusted myself to help others, and I've let other people help me in return. So after my pregnancy, it was a hard pregnancy. Jack was born really early. I was able to lean on the community that I had created, in Beachbody, in my challenge groups, just from my Facebook family to help me get through that really hard time. And it's not just about me, posting fitness pictures and me posting positive posts in the morning. It was me being real and me saying, this is a really tough time for me. And I am struggling with being a new mom, and I'm struggling with a sick baby, and I'm struggling with someone who doesn't want to nurse. And I had people coming out and supporting me and lifting me up just the same way that I had been lifting them up with my positive posts in that season. So even if you're not in a perfect season, even if you're not ready, I feel strongly like you'll never be totally ready. You'll never be, in the perfect situation, in the perfect place to want to jump on board and do anything in life. But some of the best, most rewarding things that you can do are things that feel scary and feel a little bit out of place. And I think that's your opportunity to grow and your opportunity to change. And I was so worried about trying to condense my story because there's so many facets to it. And honestly, Beachbody has changed everything for my family. Now I go into the office occasionally when I want to. And then I do Beachbody most of the time. That's what I love to do. That's the life that I live. And I have 2 kids, and I never thought that was going to happen. And I have a community of best friends that I used to be like this hermit with high anxiety, and I was totally introverted. And now, I'm talking to you guys on a webinar, which is bananas, after I went for a run with a group of people, which is totally crazy because, it's amazing what can change. And it's only been not even 2 years since I started this. So if you think that there's nothing left in life or there's nothing new, that's so wrong. And there's so much more. You just have to be open to kind of letting yourself get there. So I guess that's my story. I'll stop there. I'm so thankful that you guys are listening. I feel very, very blessed to be given this opportunity.
I probably could have sat and listened for a lot longer. It was like, I hope those of you that are listening, see that her big transformation with Beachbody when becoming a coach had nothing to do with weight loss. That was the catapult, that was the avenue and the vehicle to kind of get to the root of the problem and to get inside. But one thing, and I'll mention this in my story, because you'll see a theme, but one thing that I love about Beachbody is that we're not just giving you a meal plan, giving you some superfoods or other supplements that fit your needs and goals and handing you a workout. But when you become a coach, and even I have my challengers do this, when they're struggling, we dive into personal development. And maybe you're like, oh, like a self-help book? Yes, exactly like a self-help book. And before Beachbody, I would have them, and I have Max Lucado books from when I was back in, early college, and I'd read them, but I wouldn't apply them. And I love that with Beachbody, and what you gather from Sarah's story was learning about herself and reading on how to get over those fears, to overcome those insecurities, and to gain that confidence. And it doesn't just happen by losing weight. I tell my clients often, if you don't love yourself now where you are, or learn to love yourself now, when you lose 20 pounds, you will find something wrong with you then, because you don't love you. And Sarah's gone through that. And that's what I love about her journey, is I've watched her go from that stressed out mom, I can't do this, I don't love myself, I don't know how I got here, to be who she is today. And I had the pleasure of hanging out with her this summer and be around her kids and be around both of them and her husband, Dan. And they're just a great family. And you can see she's genuinely happy. And that's just a really cool, look at that smile. You can't fake that. You can't fake that. But so Sarah, I started to tear up at so many points in your story because, I'll go into my story. For those of you who don't know, I have 3 children. Brooklyn and Grayson are, they're going to be 5 next month. I'm really not ready for that, but they're twins. And then I have Hayden, who is just turned 1, and I am 13 and a half weeks pregnant with number 4, which just blows my mind to this day. So I relate all too well with the motherhood transformation and just trying to navigate that new season of life. So a little bit of backstory. I am originally from Michigan, born and raised in Grand Rapids. My husband and I live in South Florida now. We've been down here for, 17? So 6.5 years. And we love it. We love it down here, but I am a Midwest girl through and through. So I had a great upbringing. Nothing crazy. Parents were great. But somewhere along the line, I started to let other people's opinions define my self-worth and to define my beauty and who I was and what I had to offer. And so after a few bad breakups in high school that completely tore my world apart, and some pretty non-great boyfriends, I really just turned to eating disorders, and I would go from over exercising and not eating enough, and then I'd binge, and then I'd not eat for days, and I just had this really unhealthy relationship with food for about 3.5 years. It wasn't until I actually met Matt, my now husband, my freshman year of college, and I always tell that moment literally changed the course of my life, because there was one thing that he said, and he said, I can't date you if I can't even go have a cheeseburger with you. And I remember that like it was yesterday. And it was that turning point that my actions were no longer just hurting me, but they were hurting someone that I was starting to care about. And that relationship was going to dwindle because of my behavior. So instead of getting all pissy and telling him he was wrong, I sought some help, and I went and got nutritional counseling, and I got normal counseling, I guess you want to call it. And I really got to the root of the problem. Well, the surface root of the problem, I guess, and just tried to work through that and to see food in a different light. So that was the beginning of my health and fitness journey. So I navigated through that. I ended up getting a personal trainer and learning how to work out the right way. I did nutrition counseling and that kind of stuff, and went through college. Matt and I dated all through college. And then we got married and had kids. And when we were down here, I started a job in corporate health and wellness. I got my dream job doing corporate wellness and helping people in a corporate center and in a fitness center. And I was working 40 hours a week and then training and teaching classes on top of that. So I was working about 50 hours a week total. And we were newlywed living down here, and Matt was doing a new job, and it was fine. But then I got pregnant with twins, and we decided that it was best financially and for our family for me to stay home with them. And so this is where my coaching journey begins. It was about 4 months into being a stay-at-home mom, and it was a huge adjustment. I wasn't ready for that adjustment. I always wanted to be an at-home mom because that looked like so much fun. You're home all day, right? You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to clock in. You're not responsible to anybody else except for the two little people that are relying on you for everything. So it quickly became overwhelming, but I really missed fitness. I really missed that being a part of my daily life. I really missed helping people accomplish a goal and pushing themselves a little bit further. I just missed that whole atmosphere. And so I started Insanity because I had that at home and I had great results with that before. And so I plugged that in and I did 30 days of Insanity. And after, I would not recommend that if you are on here and you are a postpartum mom. Do not start Insanity 3 months postpartum C-section. I don't know what I was thinking, but I did it. It just was really rough looking back on it. So I did that. I started to lose a little bit of weight. I was posting on social media because all of my family was in Michigan. So I was sharing my fitness journey and the babies and all of that stuff on social media. And I had people asking me how I was losing this weight. And I was like, man, 2 years ago, this girl named Meg, who I was following on social media, reached out to me about being a coach and helping people through a program like Insanity. I wonder if she's still doing that. I should reach out to her. So I reached out to her because I had so many people reach out to me and then go purchase the program that I was like, you know what, if I can maybe make a little income for my family while I made this transition from working full time to working nothing, no income, maybe this could be something to do. So I reached out to her. I watched a webinar like this. I soaked up, I asked questions. My husband was 100% for it. Like, he had probably been begging me for years to do something like this. And it is just not my cup of tea. I'm introvert. I was not a salesperson. I was not going to do it. And it took me 2 years from the first time that my upline, Meg Witzinski, reached out to me about coaching. And I say that because you might be on this call going, well, coaching's not for me right now, or, someone asked me about this a year ago, or it just wasn't for me. Timing is everything. I truly believe that. And so sometimes you just need to have let this marinate for a little bit, and you need to ask some more questions. If I could give you any advice right now, my biggest regret is not asking her more questions when she first asked me. Okay, so the fact that you're on this webinar or listening to it is a huge step in the right direction, to have those hesitations, those answers, and just get to know us a little bit better, okay? So I signed up and I started right out of the gate. I ran a challenge group. I helped 3 or 4 people every month get started with their kit, with their Shakeology, and I haven't looked back. It's been 4.5 years. I started in March of 2013, and I can't believe it. It's been a really wild ride, but it has given our family so much financial help. It's given me a new confidence I've never had. And I think that's the biggest piece of my story, is that much like Sarah, I was this introverted person. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe that I was destined for anything beyond being a mom. And I'm not diminishing that. I just thought this was it. I'm going to change diapers and raise these 2 little people, and this is what it's going to be. And at some point I felt stuck. I didn't feel like I didn't feel fulfilled. And I felt like a bad mom for feeling that way. But as I got into coaching, and as I learned what this opportunity could provide, and as I dug deep into personal development and learned about what God had in store for me and the promises that He had for me, and if I listened to those, then I could see this opportunity. And I know that by me being a mom and sharing that experience and sharing that journey, I can help other moms who might feel stuck, or who felt like Sarah and just didn't know where to go. And so when I'm sitting here listening to her story, it's like, had I not listened to that voice call me to do this, or had I not just learned some more and trusted this little journey, where would she be today? What would her story be like? And I think that's one of the coolest things, is that we are able to share our journey and our story. And that's exactly what we do as coaches, is we're not here to just sell a bunch of challenge packs or, hit all these numbers. Our job is to share our journey and to inspire other people to live their best life daily, whatever that means for them. Maybe that's just getting up and going for a walk. Maybe that is, helping someone start drinking water, or being aware of what they're eating. Or maybe it's just simply having someone that cares about them, or that they follow on social media that brings light to their life. Sharing your journey isn't just about a sale. It's about inspiring other people and motivating them and helping them see hope in our world today. Okay. So I guess that was my next thing, is through coaching, everyone has a why when you start. For Sarah, she just wanted to feel better about herself. For me, I wanted to get back into some adult interaction. I wanted to maybe have a little bit of income for our family. And my goal was $400 to cover Shakeology and to cover, some babysitters and a date night, because we didn't have family. But through that, as we've grown in our coaching journey, my purpose and my why has become so much greater. And Sarah's reminded me of that again tonight, that my purpose with coaching can be to just help other moms feel their best and to see that their job is important. And in order to do our job the best way that we know how, we have to take care of ourselves. And sometimes that requires us to be a little selfish, and that's hard to do. But I want to inspire other moms to realize that it's okay to take that 30 minutes or even an hour and a half for meal prep and to take the time throughout the day to prep your meals and to see your worth in that. Okay, so that's a little bit about me and what coaching has meant for me and continues to mean for me. What I want to close this out for in the last 6 minutes is I just want to talk about what you can expect as a coach on our team and what that looks like. So I think that's the other scary thing is now you have this information or you're excited and you're inspired, but what happens when you actually sign up? What happens then? So if you're interested, if this is something that is speaking to you for whatever reason, maybe it's just to have more accountability, maybe it is to earn some income, maybe it is to just be a part of a community, whatever the reason that is tugging on your heart tonight, when you enroll as a coach in our team, we get everyone set up with a welcome email. We add you into our community right here on Facebook. And then in that welcome email, we'll take you through some steps. And you decide at what pace you want to go and how you want to learn about this business. And you decide that path with the coach that invited you and that you are enrolling with and joining the team with, okay? Everything we do is online. So online or webinar, all of our team calls or webinars or anything like that are recorded. So, sometimes you might have to hop off a call because the kid wakes up, or, if there's a call during the day and you're working, or I can't do daytime calls even as a stay-at-home mom because I'm chasing my 3 kids around, all right? So I have those times set aside that I can listen to those calls and webinars at any point in time when it fits my schedule a little bit better. We take you through an email training that you will get through 6 weeks. We really break it down. I know that sounds long, but it's really not. It goes by in a very topic manner to make sure that you're building your business solid and building a solid foundation to learn how to post on social media, how to invite, how to run a free group, and how to build your network, and how to start sharing your story, and all those things that you're super, super scared of, we walk you through. Okay, those are all things that we can teach you if you're willing to learn, like Sarah mentioned, to be open to the opportunity and to be open to that change on what can happen. All right. And then, so how can you get started as a coach? There's a few different ways that you can join as a coach on the team. And every one of you listening is going to have a different best way. Okay. Because some of you are challengers, some of you are brand new to Beachbody, you have no idea, you've never done a program or anything like that. So the best package is our All Access Challenge Pack, which provides you 100% 12-month access to every single program that we have. It gives you our top-of-the-line nutrition program, portion control containers, your food list, everything that you need to have successful nutrition. And then you can either choose your first 30 days of Shakeology, or you can choose your first 30 days of our performance supplements for pre and post workout. Okay, so there's different avenues that you can join as a coach for as $160 is that challenge pack, or you can start your business and start changing your life a little bit each day for $39.95. Like, it's really, really crazy that you can start changing your life and helping to change other people's life with just that investment of either into your own health and fitness or into $40 to start your business. Okay. So I know everyone might see Beachbody coaches and it's selfies or Shakeology or their post-workout or whatever. And we do that. We have fun. We're lighthearted, but at the core of it, most of us really just want everyone to feel the happiness and the joy and the fulfillment that we have found in our life. And it's been through Beachbody, like I said earlier, through just taking care of ourselves and learning those insecurities and those thoughts that are pain points that we don't want to mess with, but we know we need to dig a little deeper into those insecurities to change. That's what it's about. And that's what we want to pay forward. And that's what we want to share. And that's the journey that we want to share. We'll post our 6-packs. We'll post our before and afters. We'll post those to inspire you and to hold ourselves accountable. But the real change comes from the inside. And that's so hard to convey on social media sometimes. But that's really what we're striving, is just to help people love themselves enough to take care of themselves so that they can be their best self to take care of the people that are most important to them. And that's really what coaching has become to mean to me. All right. So I really, again, thank you so much, everyone, for hopping on the call and taking the time to listen to Sarah and I's story and to learn what Beachbody coaching has meant to us, what it's meant to our families, and what it can mean for you for joining Team FHK and finishing out this year your best self and starting 2018 better than you started 2017 and better than you end this year as well. All right. Thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you soon.